Hey everyone, this is Andrew from Prize Watts Productions, and I'm back home in Broward. And I think pretty much all of you have heard what happened down here on Valentine's Day. I mean, I haven't had a chance to talk about this yet, but but I really wanted to say something about it, um, because I didn't get a chance to make a video when I wanted to, or didn't really got a chance to talk with really anybody about it. But this I don't understand why this had to happen at all. There was something in place originally to stop people who were mentally ill from obtaining guns, and it happened. It was taken away, and now 17 people are dead. 17 people are dead. The majority of them are children. I hear people saying it's time now is the time for action. It was a time for action decades ago at this point. I mean, when I was in middle school, my school was under bomb threats like dozens of times. At least on two occasions that I know of, somebody did come on campus with a gun. And now, though now almost how many years is that? 13, not 13, 14, 15 years after that. Those kids who would have been born around the time this was happening to me, or had it happen to them and it was way worse. So all this inaction, all of this that's going on, it's being used to terrorize an entirely new generation of children. And it happened again in my county in Broward. This is and there was no need for it to happen. There was plenty of things that could have been done to prevent it, and nobody's done anything. I don't have any idea why. I still don't have any idea why nobody's done anything. It's not like these shootings are new. They've happened multiple times. They've happened so many times in the last how many 30, 40 years, and nobody's done anything to try and prevent this from happening. I mean, it does happen in other places, but this is the only country where it happens practically the most times. And it seems that we don't learn anything from it. And and like I said, I'm sorry that I have to do this, but I feel like most of the stuff I want to say has to be said. I mean, I've said before that I don't want to do politics on this channel. I mean, yeah, this has to do with it, but I think this has more to do with the fact that people are dying, and nobody's doing anything to prevent it. There was something done to at least try to prevent it, but then it was taken away. We know who took it away. We know who's in charge of Congress, who takes money from the NRA, and who are the ones who constantly try to push this notion that policies that try to prevent this are bad. Yet these people were voted into power. And right now, words fail me. And yeah, I know if you've been on my channel, sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes that happens a lot. But I mean, we are not doing enough. I mean, this happened to me, and now it's happening to other people in the same county as me, people who would have just been born when this happened to me, and things have not improved for this generation. My generation didn't do enough to prevent this from happening. The generation before me didn't do enough. The generation before that didn't do enough. The generation before that didn't do enough. We have to do something. So I'm gonna put in the description. I can't list them all on screen, but I'm gonna put into the description the list of where you can go to contact your congressman if you live in the United States. I mean, if you don't, then I'm not sure what else can be done. But I'm gonna leave in the description the list of a website where you can find who your congressman is, your representative, your senator. Contact your governors too if you can, and I probably will leave in there the number to contact the White House, I guess, if you want to try to do that, because I doubt they'll listen, considering they won't listen to anybody. I mean, we have to try something. At the very least, we have to do something to try and prevent this from happening. We have to keep doing as much as we can, because otherwise this is going to keep happening. This will not be the last one, and this will not be the last one if nothing is done. And I know I'm not saying anything new, but I am gonna call my senators. I'm gonna call Bill Nelson and Marco Rubio and tell them that this has to stop, and this really should be the last one. This really shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't have had to have been the last one. This shouldn't have had to have happened at all. And they're not doing enough. And as our elected leaders, they're not doing enough to prevent any of this and to stop any of this from happening. And I know I'm kind of talking in circles with this, because this hit close to home, really, for me, because like I said, I live down here. I'm from Broward. I mean, I was born in Hollywood, Florida. And this happened to me. And now it's happening again. And it seems like nothing was done. Nothing has been done to save anybody. It doesn't matter how much we tell them we want things done, that they will listen. They listen to us. I'm also in the description. I'm probably going to have the list of charities for, if you're interested, to donate to. I mean, that's all I can do. I mean, I'm also going to try to see if I can donate something, because I don't really have that much to donate. But I'm going to see if I can donate something. But I'm trying to do as much as I can, as much as it's possible for me to do. And words are failing me. I don't have any words to describe how I feel about this, because anger isn't enough, sadness isn't enough, and the fact that I had to go through it and nobody stopped these kids from dying, and all this happened because nobody wanted to take the time to do something about it. And then when we had at least something to try and prevent somebody who was mentally ill from getting a gun, somebody went and took it away. You know who he is. And I mean, yeah, you can call me any name you want. You can call me any name you want, any political derogatory term you can, but it's not going to affect me at all. Something had to be said. This has to be said, and something has to be done about it. And if you're going to resort to that, you're essentially part of the problem, because you are doing far less than I am. And I don't feel like I'm doing enough, and you're doing far less. You're doing about the same that the people who are in charge now are doing, which is nothing. And you're going after the people who want to do something, which makes you worse than them. And I don't think I have anything more to say about this, except this bull has to stop at some point. They should have done something about this decades ago. It shouldn't have had to go on this long before people decided to start saying something. We shouldn't have had Sandy. This shouldn't have happened. Sandy Hook shouldn't have happened. Virginia Tech shouldn't have happened. Columbine shouldn't have happened. None of those should have happened. And yet here we are. We as a people have not done enough. It's time we start doing everything we can. It's time we start doing something instead of nothing. And I know I'm not that important of a person on YouTube. I mean, I only have 228 subscribers. So, like I said, it's time to start doing something. I'm going to start calling every representative. I'm going to start calling my representative, who I have to go figure out who that is, because they changed the districts down here and they moved some of them around. And I'm going to go call Bill Nelson and Marco Rubio's offices and tell them the same thing I'm telling you, pretty much. And I'm also going to try to retweet this video to them as well, to get the message across. I'm going to retweet it to GOP's Twitter, the RNC, the Democrats, all of them. I'm gonna try to tell as many people as I can what I think about this, and that they should have done something about this. I mean, a lot of them grew up in this country too, and they saw these events. They saw the other ones that happened pre-Columbine and everything, and they still didn't work to do anything to prevent it. Some of them have been in office that long and haven't done anything. What we need to tell them is that they should have started doing something about this years ago, and pretty much ask why the still in office if they're not serving us. This is a democracy. We vote them into office to serve us, and they're not doing it. So that's all I have to say about this, about everything that's happened. And I still feel like I haven't said enough. So I'm not gonna say stay jamming because that doesn't feel appropriate. I'm just gonna leave you with go do something instead of doing nothing. Go try to change this country for the better. Go try to change the world for the better. That's all I'm going to leave you.